All right, we are returning now to our conversation with Richard Masson. He is with the University of Calgary, the School of Public Policy. He's also the Vice Chair of the World Petroleum Council. I'm so glad we were able to reconnect with you. So let's follow up on your point around taking a deep breath as oil stocks today take a major hit. And there is a lot of concern out there that Canadian oil will be replaced by Venezuelan oil. You say what?
We have 103 million barrel a day demand in the world. Canada produces around 4.5 million barrels a day, and we've been growing that a little bit every year. Venezuela has been in long-term decline and now produces 900,000 barrels a day. There are so many steps between here and them starting to grow production enough to really start to compete with Canadian oil. We've been getting better and better at what we do. We have 20 operating projects that have incremental economics if they want to expand. We have high environmental regulations. Right now, we don't even know what the rule of law or who in charge of Venezuela is. So American companies don't go into a situation like that unless they have a lot of clarity over the royalty terms, who's going to be in charge, how will they get their money back, and if they're going to get high enough risk-adjusted rates of return to do that. Is there going to be any money left over for the Venezuelan people? Will they find that an acceptable arrangement? There are so many questions. I think there's been a huge overreaction this morning for what this means for Canada. It's tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of investment required in Venezuela to allow them to grow production in a global market where they're less than 1% right now.
How do you see, or how do you think Canada's oil sector should respond, Richard?
I think we continue to do what we've been doing. We've been working to get more cost effective. We have to compete with all the other players in the world already. The biggest thing that's held us back is lack of market access. And we need to continue to work on ways to get our oil to market so we can make sure we're getting world price. The world's growing market is in Asia. That means West Coast access is the primary goal. And we should continue to reduce costs and make sure that our environmental regulations are something that are clear and allow our companies to make investment decisions, quickly. So Canada is well positioned. We've been getting better and better at producing this kind of oil over the last 2 decades, whereas Venezuela has just deteriorated to the point where they can barely keep enough oil going to provide gasoline to their citizens. It's a long ways for them to compete with us effectively.
And then finally, Richard, do you think it was the oil and the potential for the United States to take over their oil reserves that drove Maduro's arrest and abduction over the weekend?
It's clear. That's what Trump has said again and again. It's got nothing to do with democracy because it's Maduro's vice president who's in charge. There's been no other change in the regime. And so, yes, absolutely. Oil has become clearly one of the most important commodities. We always knew that. We kind of put it away like we're not going to need oil anymore. Absolutely, we need oil, and the United States is saying we are willing to take out a head of state for oil, and we should all think about what that means. He's talking about Colombia. It's a big deal. It's a big change in the world, and those with a good oil industry like Canada, it really reinforces how important that is for long-term security.
Yeah, or other countries that are rich in resources like Greenland and Canada. Richard, really glad that we were able to talk with you today. Richard Masson is with the University of Calgary School of Public Policy, and he is the Vice Chair of the World Petroleum Council.